Hey, did you start without me? You can't do this. This is meant to be like teamwork. You're meant to tell me. All right. So yes, you know by now, getting videos out like this is a team effort. It is not all me. I can't do this without my husband. Yes, I can bring the content, but he's the one that makes me look better. He brings all of his skills with video and lighting and sound and editing and all the stuff that I just don't know. Teamwork is important, right? It need to be able to work with others and to do it well. And how do we do that? How do we collaborate? Well, you've probably guessed it by now. It is a skill. Teamwork, collaboration, it's a skill, and it is something that we need to learn and that we need to level up in and get better with as we practice. And so collaboration is one of the 4 C's of the 21st century skills that we should be learning that I just love. Do you remember what they are? We've covered 2 other videos. Again, we've looked at the critical thinking or problem solving, and we looked at communication. Well, today I want to look at another C, the collaboration. And I believe that as we are learning these, and we are building them up with our children, we're setting them up for success. Okay, so today let's look at some more activities for teaching collaboration for our children. Hi, and welcome to Learning Life. Thank you so much for joining me today as we just wrap up this little series on some more activities that we can do as we are helping our children learn these wonderful 21st century skills, the 4 C's, as I call them. Yes, it's where I've landed educationally, and I love them. I really, really do. And I find it so freeing when I can be teaching skills and supporting those with rich content rather than thinking content and hoping that I can match it and make sure that those skills happen. As I said, we've done 2 other videos just in this, but I have other videos. Check them out below. I'll put those links below, and check out my other Learning Life videos. Thank you to those that have been watching. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes and the comments. It's never too late. Share with a friend, like and subscribe. So, teamwork. How do you feel about it? I never liked group projects because I never felt that everybody equally pulled their weight. As I've learned more about my personality, I've seen why. But, we do have to be able to work together. We have to work together as a family. We have to work together when we're adults. They're at work. There are so many ways that we have to do it. And collaborating with others does really involve things like communication and critical thinking and all of that. And it's important for our children. In learning collaboration, they are learning to build trust, to being able to communicate. As I said, the problem solving is in there. What we hear businesses, their catchy little phrases teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, it is true. Teamwork is going to really make some things a whole lot better. And, I think that as we work together as families, it strengthens us as we work well together in the workforce. Yes, it helps us. It makes it a better environment. And isn't that what we want? We want our kids to be learning these skills. We want to set them up for success. So by the time they get to a workplace, they know how to work well with others. That they have group projects that they might have to do at school or wherever else, they know how to work well with others because this is what we need. So let's look at 5 more activities that we can be doing with our children to help them learn collaboration skills. Hula hoop pass. Now, this one might sound a little bit like a youth camp sort of game, but it is really a lot of fun. Let's think about it. Some companies pay a lot of money for all of their people to go and learn teamwork. Well, this is a fun one. You're standing together in a line, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many people you want. And everybody's holding hands, arms out, holding hands. And you start with putting a hula hoop over the end arm. And you have to work together as a team to get that hula hoop up and over and to the next person and then down the line. This really does involve communication, great teamwork because you do have to work well do it because you can't drop that line. You have to be able to hold it and to assist each other, because there's no point me raising up my arm for the other person if we've got to really try to get it down. So you do have to work together. Get that hula hoop to the end. Have fun with this. This is a great one to do, and you can do it. It doesn't matter about height. Do it with your younger children, your older children, and all work together. Lego challenge. Now, yes, in my last videos on this with problem solving, I did talk about Lego. Lego is a wonderful thing, but this time we are specifically in teams. And this is where it can be fun. You can have like a whole lot of like little cards or slips of paper that has the challenge. And usually this is a great one to have like a time limit to it. Your older children, you'll give less time than to your younger children. But it could be something like build the tallest tower using only red bricks in 60 seconds. Okay, and so you do have to work well together to be able to sort. You're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to work it out together. And so you build it, you break it down, and you just keep having these challenges to just really see how people can work well together. And again, make it easier for your younger children. And as you get better, you make it harder. That's what we do in all of these, but they're also great family activities too. Over the electric fence. Now, don't worry, there's not a real electric fence in this, though I do have quite a number of funny stories that do involve electric fences, but I won't talk about them right now. This is another fun game that you have like a chair with a rope across, depending on the height and the height of those who are involved in it, where you're going to set it, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. And again, it's working as a team, group of about 4 or 5, staying connected, like holding hands, and you've got to get up and over the electric fence without touching it. Okay, would almost be hilarious in my mind to have a real electric fence, so if you touch it, you really feel it. But no, we won't do that. This is where we don't want to do it. We have to work together. We have to communicate. We have to problem solve. We have to maybe use our creativity. Oh, look at that, the 4 C's in one activity, but especially for collaboration because we are working together. So who can be the quickest in getting their team all the way up and over the electric fence? Build a story. This is great. You can do it in 2 ways, written or verbal. Okay, so we have our small group and you have to work together to create a story where each person is going to have a different section of the story. But remember, a story has to make sense. A story does have to have cohesiveness from its beginning to its end. We can't just have 5 separate people going, well, I'll write this introduction, I'll write that end, and I'll do this. And then you get it together and none of it makes sense. Okay, so again, for your older ones, you can be writing it down. For the young ones, it's actually just telling the story, but listening and looking and seeing what was in this first section to build upon it, to tell a cohesive story. And again, you can make it a silly story. You can make it an adventure story. You can make it a scary story, however it is, but you are working together to create one beautiful story, as long or as short as you need. That's okay, but this is what we want to do. So working together for one story. Paper chain race. This is another fun one. Sounds very youth camp, but also just a whole lot of fun. Everybody has lots of strips of paper with some staplers or tape, whatever it is. And you're going to give a certain amount of time to see who can create the longest paper chain. Okay, this is where you really do have to work together because you can't just be creating all these sort of circles, these chains, because then they're not joined together. And you also don't want to have like one circle and then everybody's connecting onto that one. So you do have to work together to create, is it an assembly line? How are we doing this to make sure that your chain is extending out? For your younger children, you want wider strips just to make it easier, but you could also change it up and be like, maybe it's not the given amount of time, but who can be the first so that it extends from this starting point and finishing here. Again, we are working together. We are communicating. We are making sure that steps are happening. These are all fun activities to do. But the important thing is that you are collaborating and you are working together, that you are building on these skills that we've been also working in other areas with communication and critical thinking and creativity. And that's what I love. That's where collaboration really brings these alive, and we can see how well these 21st century skills are really valuable for our children. And again, all of these we can do as family activities or get friends over and do it too. Remember, our children don't have to know that they are educational, that they can just have fun and you're talking through and they are learning and developing these skills and thinking the processes through themselves. And that's what sets them up for success for the rest of their life. Well, thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for just taking the time to watch these videos and to be part of this Learning Life community. If you want to help get these videos out, remember, teamwork, you can do that by being a champion, and you can check that out at patreon.com or at my website, learningthis.life.